You are not behind. Do not measure your life against a clock I never authored. My child, I see the way you look at your age and feel the weight pressing on your chest. You look at 40, you look at 50, you look at the faces of friends who seem ahead, stable, accomplished. You scroll through polished images and silent comparisons cut you deeper than words ever could. You think you missed something. You think you moved too slowly. You think time has closed its fist around you. That fear is not my voice. Come closer. You say it is too late. I say you are exactly where I placed you. You say others are ahead. I say they are on their path and you are on mine. I have decided your timing. I have decided your positioning. My word stands. You feel the pressure of achievement, the unspoken expectations, the numbers, the milestones, the invisible scoreboard of society, house, status, recognition, stability. You measure yourself against it and come up short. You lower your head in private. You carry quiet shame no one sees. I do not measure you that way. The voice telling you that you failed is not mine. I do not rush you. I do not compare you. I do not shame you. I formed you with intention, not competition. Be still. You believe you should have arrived by now. You believe there was a deadline you missed. You believe opportunity has a narrow window that already closed. But delay is preparation. What you call delay, I call development. What you call slow, I call steady shaping. I have been building depth in you that speed could never produce. I am not late in your life. I am precise. Hear me. The years you think were wasted were not empty. I was strengthening you in places no one applauds. I was reinforcing foundations that no one photographs. I was teaching endurance in rooms where no one was watching. Pain was training. Disappointment was refinement. Waiting was alignment. I have decided the order of your story. My word stands. You think your life is stuck. You think your best chapter passed. But I am removing the lie that your value is tied to visible success. I am removing the belief that age determines worth. I am removing the shame that crept in through comparison. You are not late. You are being positioned. The loss you experienced was not punishment. I closed doors to protect you from futures that would have drained you. I redirected paths that would have hardened you. I separated you from places that would have diminished you. Loss was protection. It still is. Receive this. You are not behind your destiny. You are inside my design. Every step, even the uncertain ones, has been under my authority. I do not improvise your life. I govern it. I have decided the silence you endured was not abandonment. It was formation. I was shaping your character beyond what applause could touch. I was carving resilience into you. I was building a spirit that does not collapse under pressure. You look at others and think they are ahead, but you cannot see what I see. You cannot see the weight they carry. You cannot see the cracks behind their smiles. You cannot see the path I have uniquely drawn for you. Comparison is not my language. You are chosen. You are not ordinary. You carry my spirit. Let that settle in your spirit. Age does not threaten me. Time does not rush me. Seasons do not intimidate me. I hold your beginning and your next chapter in the same hand. What feels like delay to you is alignment in my hands. What feels like stagnation is strengthening. I am removing the fear that whispers, "You should have been further." That whisper is not mine. Stay with me. You are exactly where I placed you. Not abandoned, not forgotten, not disqualified. Positioned, prepared, guarded. I have decided your elevation will not be dictated by social timelines. I have decided your story will not mirror the crowd. I have decided your worth will not be negotiated by age. My word stands. You are not behind. You are becoming, and what I am preparing in you will speak louder than any clock ever could. The clock you fear has no authority over you. My child, you have been staring at numbers as if they were judges. 30, 40, 50. You were told that by certain years you must have achieved certain things. A title, a status, a visible proof that you are on schedule. And when your life did not align with that chart, you concluded that you are late. That conclusion did not come from me. Fear is not my voice. The timeline of society is loud. It pushes, it compares, it counts. It celebrates speed and mocks process. It builds invisible deadlines and calls them destiny. You absorbed those expectations, and quietly turned them into accusations against yourself. Be still. I did not create those deadlines. I did not write your life according to cultural milestones. I do not rush growth. I do not measure purpose by birthdays. Delay is preparation. What you call falling behind is being formed. What you call lost time is depth being built beneath the surface. You see years that looked silent. I see years that were strategic. You saw stillness. I was strengthening foundations. You saw nothing moving. I was aligning what you could not see. I have decided your timing. My word stands. Comparison created the illusion of lateness. You looked sideways instead of upward. You measured your path against people whose assignment is not yours. And when their seasons shifted before yours, you interpreted it as your failure. That interpretation is false. Come closer. The years that felt empty were not empty. Silence was not abandonment. It was cultivation. Roots grow in darkness. Stability forms where applause cannot reach. I was building weight inside you so that when elevation comes, you will not collapse under it. Pain was training. Moments when doors did not open were not rejection of your worth. They were protection from premature exposure. Loss was protection. I withheld certain accelerations because your strength was still being completed. I am not careless with your future. I am precise. I am removing the belief that struggle equals punishment. I am removing the pressure that says you must catch up. I am removing the shame attached to your age. Receive this. You are chosen. You are not ordinary. You carry my spirit. Time does not intimidate me. Age does not threaten my plans. I hold your beginning and your unfolding in the same authority. The world counts decades. I count purpose. The world honors early bloomers. I honor endurance. You thought you were late because nothing visible changed, but invisible preparation precedes visible movement. The seed underground is not behind the tree in full leaf. It is in process. Reframe this. The delay you mourned was discipline shaping you. The waiting you resented was wisdom forming you. The quiet years were not wasted years. They were weight-bearing years. They were strengthening your inner frame so that you can stand firm when acceleration comes. I have decided the rhythm of your life. My word stands. You do not answer to the calendar of culture. You answer to my authority. When I move, no clock can resist it. When I position you, no timeline can disqualify you. I am not bound by trends. I am not pressured by comparisons. Let this settle deep inside you, and do not turn away from my voice. The illusion of being behind has no claim on you. The voice saying, too late, is not mine, and it does not govern you. I speak alignment. I speak positioning. I speak formation. Come closer. Your life is not late. It is layered. It is not off schedule. It is on assignment. Every year that felt slow was strengthening your spirit. Every season that felt quiet was aligning your foundation. You are exactly where I placed you, and what I unfold in your timing will answer to no clock but mine. That loss was not a punishment. My child, you replay the closed doors in your mind, the opportunity that slipped away, the position you did not get, the relationship that collapsed, the financial plan that did not hold. You still feel the sting of being overlooked, replaced, dismissed. You interpreted those moments as rejection. That interpretation is not from me. Fear is not my voice. You believed you were being pushed out because you were not enough. You believed you were disqualified. You believed I allowed something to be taken from you because you failed. Be still. I closed that door to protect you. I removed what could not sustain the weight of your future. I separated you from what looked stable but was fragile beneath the surface. Loss was protection. It still is. I have decided what remains in your life. My word stands. The job that dissolved was not your final place. The partnership that fractured was not your covenant. The plan that collapsed was not your foundation. You grieved what you thought was security, but I saw its cracks. I saw what would have drained you. I saw what would have confined you. I intervened before it hardened into a cage. Come closer. You call it failure. I call it filtering. You call it disappointment. I call it direction. You call it being cut off. I call it being covered. Pain was training. The ache you felt strengthened your discernment. The betrayal sharpened your awareness. The instability forced you to grow roots in me instead of in systems that shift. I was building resilience in you that comfort could never produce. I am removing the belief that you were abandoned. I am removing the shame attached to that ending. I am removing the lie that says others were chosen over you. You are chosen. You are not ordinary. You carry my spirit. Receive this. You were not passed over. You were protected. What looked like exclusion was insulation. What looked like humiliation was insulation from environments that would have diminished your spirit. I have decided the standard for what remains in your life. My word stands. You felt the silence after the loss and assumed it meant emptiness. You felt the gap and assumed it meant decrease. But that space was not absence. It was clearing. I was making room for alignment. I was removing attachments that could not travel with you. Reframe this. The opportunity that vanished would have limited your growth. The relationship that ended would have constrained your expansion. The setback exposed weaknesses that needed strengthening before greater responsibility. Loss was protection. Do not romanticize what I removed. You saw the surface. I saw the structure. I saw the hidden strain. I saw the future pressure that would have crushed you inside that arrangement. I intervened because I guard what is mine. I am not careless with your life. Hear me. You are not being punished. You are being preserved. You are not being diminished. You are being refined. I do not subtract from you without purpose. I prune what cannot bear weight so that what remains can grow stronger. I have decided what qualifies to stay. My word stands. If this is for you, let it settle deep inside you, and do not turn away from my voice. The feeling of being cut off no longer rules you. The narrative that you were rejected no longer owns you. That door did not close because you were unworthy. It closed because it was unworthy of you. You are covered, even when you did not understand it, even when you resisted it, even when you cried over it. I was shielding you from instability disguised as opportunity. You carry my spirit, and I do not place my spirit where it will be diminished. I guard your future with precision. I filter what approaches you. I intercept what cannot sustain you. You are chosen. You are not ordinary. And what I removed was never your destiny. This pressure is not breaking you. It is building you. My child, you felt the weight of these years and assumed they were proof of decline. You looked at the strain, the setbacks, the exhaustion, and you whispered that you are wearing down. You feared that strength fades with time, that resilience weakens, that opportunity shrinks. That fear is not my voice. Pain was training. The years that felt heavy were not evidence of failure. They were resistance shaping your inner core. Every challenge forced you to stretch. Every obstacle required endurance. Every disappointment demanded maturity. You were not deteriorating. You were being developed. Be still. I do not waste suffering. I do not allow pressure without purpose. I was strengthening muscles you did not know you would need. I was stabilizing your spirit so that elevation will not destabilize you. Depth matters more than speed. I have decided to increase your capacity. My word stands. You thought these seasons meant you were slowing down. I was deepening you. You thought struggle meant decline. I was reinforcing your foundation. You thought you were losing time. I was adding weight to your character. Delay was preparation. The endurance you gained cannot be rushed. The discernment you carry cannot be taught in comfort. The calm you learned under stress cannot be purchased with ease. You gain depth through endurance, and that depth is strength. I am removing the belief that struggle equals punishment. I am removing the shame of aging. I am removing the narrative that youth alone carries power. Come closer. Your 40s and 50s are not your decline. They are your refinement. They are your reinforcement. They are your stabilization. I have been fortifying you for a higher level of responsibility. Elevation without strength collapses. I will not let you collapse. Pain was training. The nights you doubted yourself strengthened your awareness. The seasons of silence trained your patience. The unexpected changes sharpened your adaptability. I was expanding your internal frame so you can carry more without cracking. Receive this. You are chosen. You are not ordinary. You carry my spirit. That spirit is not fragile. It is resilient. It is steady. It is powerful. I placed it within you for strength, not decoration. I am not preparing you for something small. I am preparing you for something weight-bearing. I have decided the level you will stand on. My word stands. Depth is greater than speed. I do not rush growth. I cultivate roots before I reveal branches. I reinforce structure before I reveal height. What you endured was reinforcement. Reframe this. The strain you survived was proof of expansion. The discomfort you navigated was proof of strengthening. The years that felt slow were strategic compression, building force beneath the surface. I am increasing your endurance. I am stabilizing your confidence. I am sharpening your discernment. I am aligning your identity with your calling. Hear me. You are not aging out of purpose. You are aging into authority. Experience is not a liability in my hands. It is leverage. Maturity is not weakness. It is weight. I trust you with depth because you have endured. If this is for you, let it settle deep inside you, and do not turn away from my voice. The thought that you missed your moment no longer governs you. You are not behind. You are being elevated from within. I have decided that your strength will match your next level. My word stands. Your elevation has already begun. My child, you have waited for a sign, a signal, a visible shift to confirm that something is changing. You have searched for proof that your season is turning. You have wondered whether transformation requires permission from age, from society, from external validation. It does not. Fear is not my voice. The thought that you must qualify further, that you must prove yourself again before rising, those thoughts are not from me. I do not delay what I have decided. I do not consult the calendar of culture before I move. Come closer. The transition you have sensed is real. The internal stirring you could not explain was not imagination. I have been repositioning you quietly. I have been aligning your strength with your next level. What felt like restlessness was preparation. What felt like disruption was adjustment. Delay was preparation. I have decided to lift you from within. My word stands. You thought elevation would arrive with noise. I begin it in silence. You expected applause. I establish authority within you. You expected a sudden explosion. I build steady momentum. Miracle does not need the approval of the world. It moves under my command. Be still. Your age does not disqualify you. Your past does not limit you. Your former delays do not define you. I am not bound by the timeline you once feared. I am not constrained by years. I operate in authority, not anxiety. I am removing the belief that it is too late. I am removing the hesitation that made you shrink. I am removing the doubt that tried to pull you backward. Receive this. The shift is already being set in place. Your perspective is changing. Your confidence is stabilizing. Your discernment is sharper. That is not accidental. That is my hand, establishing you quietly, firmly, intentionally. The foundation you built in silence is now supporting movement. I have decided your elevation will not be reversed. My word stands. This upgrade is not dependent on society's recognition. It does not require public acknowledgement. It does not ask permission from comparison. It unfolds because I declared it. Reframe this. The miracle is not only in external change. The miracle is in internal authority. The miracle is in clarity replacing confusion. The miracle is in peace replacing panic. The miracle is in strength rising where fear once ruled. Fear is not my voice. You are chosen. You are not ordinary. You carry my spirit. That spirit is not stagnant. It is active. It is advancing. It is establishing a new identity within you. You are not stepping into something foreign. You are stepping into who I formed you to be. Come closer. This next level is not fragile. It is anchored. It is supported by every year you endured. It is reinforced by every lesson you learned. Nothing you walked through was wasted. Every season contributed to this rise. I have decided. I am removing what cannot go with you. My word stands. If this is for you, let it settle deep inside you, and do not turn away from my voice. You feel the difference. A steadiness, a quiet boldness, a refusal to shrink back into old narratives. That is the new identity forming. You are no longer measuring yourself against the past. You are standing in present authority. Miracle does not need a dramatic announcement. It needs my command, and I have spoken. The elevation cannot be reversed because I established it. The identity cannot be undone because I sealed it. The growth cannot be erased because it was forged through endurance. Let this settle in your spirit. You are not becoming someone else. You are becoming fully aligned with who I declared you to be. The transition is here, the miracle is unfolding, and what I set in motion within you will continue to rise under my authority.